My name is Mimmo Falcone. I go by the name of MoBlack. I am an artist and record producer. I'm based in Italy and I manage a record label, MoBlack Records. I've been always DJing since the early age, but I start these projects, MoBlack, like 10 years ago, and since then I live only because of music, thanks to the successful projects. And immediately I realized that this project was working. I quit my job. Previously, I was a managing director of a big company operating in the food industry. I was actually living in Ghana in West Africa. I've been there for 10 years. And before leaving, I start to produce music. I was in Ghana meeting local producer, local artists, and playing also in the local clubs and radio. So it gave me a lot of experience. And actually everything started from there. As I said, I was living in Ghana those years, and I decided to use this name because, first of all, it sounds really good, MoBlack. And also I realized Mo in local language, Chui, Ghanaian language, it means well done, congratulations. So I like this positive, meaning, message, because from very start, from the beginning, I want to create this platform and these projects to also help or support the African artists in general to create a community, of this new genre that I felt it was coming up, and I was lucky enough to live there in those days, and I used to absorb so many sounds and to listen the first, let's say, Afro house music that is, of course, now different what it is today. But at that time, 10 years ago, was already something new to my ears. So I used to listen a lot of music coming from Angola. After a few months, also some very deep house music from South Africa. I started to be more and more passionate, to dig more and more, and actually start these projects. That's why I like the word Mo, but also because Mo recall my nickname, Mimo. And again, Mo is also like more, more black, because black music, I love the music. Black also for me is my preferred color in general. So I like to dress most of the time in black. But also Mo means in Italian moda, fashion, because I think always music and fashion goes together. And with this project, I want to support all the beauties coming from Africa in general. But then, I was able to open to everyone, and now my platform is open to all the artists coming from everywhere. Because at the end of the day, I was, since the beginning, I was interested in the sound more than the country of origin, So, because today we have the possibility to produce good Afro house music, even sitting in Italy or in Berlin or in France, Because thanks of this globalization of a mixture of culture, and that is the beauty of today's, and especially through our socials. We can promote our stuff, and our stuff, it can be heard here and there, everywhere in the world. So there is actually not really distances or country that can make a difference. If you have something to say, you can do it whenever you are, because music, as we all know, has no color, has nothing. So we just love the vibe, and as far as the vibe give us some emotions, it's always welcome. And this is what personally also as a DJ I would like to play all the time. Something that gives me emotions and not just noise or just big drums, without any feeling and emotions. In fact, I found in this new trend of melodic the perfect combination, because there is everything. There is feeling, there is deepness, there is emotions, and there is also quality sound, beautiful vocals. If we are able always to combine some African flavor with this new melodic house trend, I think will be more beauty can we can listen to something really magical. The Afro house of 10 years ago is also different from what is today. And I remember when I started, the Afro house was more tribal, the one especially coming from US, but also soulful, the one coming from South Africa, and totally different, the one coming from Angola. So even now there are differences, but still there's been a lot of evolution in the meantime, a lot of contamination, especially more into electronic. And actually this was my main contribution to this genre, because when I started, immediately I was doing great with the label. I got the attention of Traxsource. At that time it was the only platform with the Afro House sections. So it gave me the opportunity also to run for 3 years that Afro House section of Traxsource. So together with my label, with Traxsource, I was able to push this sound more into techno, melodic, and electronic sound, And we actually, it is the sound that now we all know like Afro House, but initially was a bit different. And honestly, for me, even the name could change in something else, because the music what we do today is something else, is very different from the Afro House of 20, 30 years ago. And this still now causes a lot of confusion between Afro House, Afro beat, and all other sub-genre within this Afro music. There is a lot of varieties, but this is the beauty also of this genre, because even between us, different artists, we all play Afro House, but we are all different from each other. I think this is something good, because it gives us a lot of new opportunity in terms of to play in different places, but also for different collaborations. And I think it's one of the main and the strong elements why the Afro House is becoming more and more prominent and important, and is playing in places where in the past was impossible, like big festival, for example, not only clubs, and not only daytime, and not only for aperitif, because Afro House before was considered like music, like pre-party, like sunset, but now finally is the main genre where is played in the best club and in the biggest club. You can see Ibiza, you can see many other festivals, including Tomorrowland. For me, for example, Tomorrowland was the craziest place where I could even imagine to play, because when I started this project, I could never think one day it could bring me there, So this music has gone very far, more than what I was expecting. I was commissioned by Defected Records to produce When You Go, of the Girls of Internet after my remix of Cola of Camel Fat Ederbrook I made for them. So they were very enthusiastic, and actually it was the first that opportunity they knew me as a producer and also record label, and I was very enthusiastic, to collaborating with Defected Records. And after the remix of Cola, then they proposed me to do a remix of When You Go. And actually it was something very, very, very fast, because again, for me, it's a matter of inspiration. When you have something and you feel inspired, then the production comes so easy. But that one, I remember, was something very, very quick. And I'm surprised that even now, after, I think, almost 10 years or something, I don't remember exactly, but it's still playing. I'm still doing great on Spotify. Actually, is the most streamed track I ever done. So, and this one was released on Defected, the sub-label called Classic Music Company. This is what I always do with my label when I select the demo to release. I always try to select those that sounds a little bit different from the usual one, even because I will be the first one to be annoyed if I have to release exactly the same vibe, the same kind of Afro house. I like always to give the best that Afro house can offer. Of course, always related to what I received. I try to do my best to do a very good selection, because at the end of the day, it's the good balance that is important. I release something more classic Afro house, but then I can also release something more, let's say, more deep, more progressive, more melodic. But you can see that there is always some kind of African touch in it, although it's a little bit different, but I like it because more the music experimental, more it opens new doors, new ideas, and inspiring also other people to have new ideas and to produce something really magic, something really new. This is also what I like to do with my own production, also as a A&R of my label, is always to set a trend that others may follow, and then start again a new trend. This is, I think, is the best way for me, because of course there is not only one way to run a label. There are a lot of ways, and each label is different. But I see what I'm doing is not typical what an usual label doing, even maybe because I am the only one who decide which track to be released. I am the only one who supervised all the artistic side of the label, including the cover, including everything has to do with the artistic side. I am personally involved. So, because I think it's the only thing I cannot give to somebody else to do it, because even if we have the same taste, but it's a different person, and it's not always the same. So I build this platform really on myself, or what I really like to play. Exactly, this is also what I release. I release what I like to play. As a DJ, that select the music to play, the same. I select the music I want to release, that is the same music that I would like to play. So it's totally the same job. That's why I think if I'm successful with the label, is because, first of all, I'm a DJ. I'm doing this since I was 15 years old. I've been listening all kind of music. Really, when I say all kind of music, every kind of music. I have a big record, numbers of records in my house that goes from classical music, jazz music, blues, rock, metal, even metallic, every kind of music. Also pop music, disco, funky music, rap. I was very fan of rap, hip-hop music. And then, step by step, through funky music, I was always more and more involved in this black music in general. And since the time I got the opportunity to be in Africa, and I got this vision, to invest all my time in this kind of music. But this is thanks only for my big experience in listening tons of music, different genres, and also working for so many years in radio stations, FM. I start this job initially like a hobby, like a speaker and a radio DJ, But radio, it gives me a lot of experience, the way to select the music that is today is essential for a DJ, because not about what you play, it's how you play, Because even a big hit, if you play in the wrong moment, it will be a flop. But other way around, vice versa, if you have a normal track, let's say, but if you play on the right time, that track can be a very big, can have a big impact on the dance floor. So it's all about how to select your music and how you are able to create your journey to share with the people in front of you. So yeah, this is my way to work as a DJ and also to run the label. Even with the label, releases after releases, week after week, I try always to build a journey, something. You will never see one release after another that doesn't make any sense. There is always something that you if you have ears for that, you can feel it, The best I received, it's always from the unknown artist. And if today MoBlack Records is the best-selling Afro House label, is only thanks to those very passionate, young, new, upcoming producer. The magic is there, because when you are at the beginning, you want to give the best of yourself. You have new ideas, you are fresh. And when you grow, more you become famous and more you lose your original ideas. You without even knowing, but you will be coming to think, to change your taste and will be like a standard, like so many others. So in a way, it's cool to be famous, but you also lose a little bit of your, personality, let's say, or maybe your authenticity. I mean, there are very few artists, they in spite of everything, they can still keep, and I love them, because it's very important to keep your personality. In fact, even in the track I always choose and I prefer the one with the more personality, because if you have an artist with a bigger personality, will be also reflected in the productions, and the productions more personality, for me it's more special. I don't like tracks without personality, because more in the future it will be more and more easy to produce music with the new software, with the new artificial intelligence. I will be not surprised that one day we just we'll be in front of the laptop and say, okay, I want Afro House track with this vocal, with this, and then an artificial intelligence can mix up and can produce everything for you. I will be not surprised. But what we need, especially for those days, is the ideas. Okay, because as far as it will be easier to produce, then what is missing will be the original idea. That's why, for me, the proper producer is the one who got the ideas, because that is today and even more in the future makes the difference. Otherwise, all the tracks will sound the same without personality and without just one of the track, you know. This is very interesting, and I think it will happen in the future. I choose track only based on the sound, not who he sent me the track. I like not to know actually who is the producer, to not to be influenced by the producer himself. This is very important because I never want to run the label with just because of the names, you know. Again, because for me music is something to be inspired, it's emotions. And if something comes and from anyone but it's good for me, that is enough to be released. I always follow my musical taste. Sometimes it's not what the people expect, but that's why I like it, because it will be easy, you know, to release what the people know already. But I will not be motivated. It's not what I like to do. I want to invest more time in myself, because I want also people know that behind the label there is also a producer, and I wish to be more consistent for next year with my own releases, and to do even more and even better, because for so many years, for 10 years, I invest most of my time for others. Now I decide also to invest some time for myself, and to put in place my signature and to be known as artist. I know Enzo Siffredi long time, and he was always proposing me some vocals for a possible collaboration, but I'm very picky about the vocals. So when he sent me this one, I said, this one, I like it, let's do collaboration. And immediately start everything. He sent me the stems, and we did 2 tracks together. So the day mix, that is more happy vibe, and then the night mix that is more dark, more Afrotech. And actually we were very surprised when we heard the track played by Kene Music in front of a huge audience during Burning Man of last year. Yeah, that one was a special one, and I really happy to have collaborated with Enzo Siffredi, because he's one of those producers with a lot of character and personality, and I'm sure it will be great. So yeah. For me, it comes always by inspiration. When I feel there is something, then I sit down and I start. But if I don't feel it, you know, because producing, it can never be a job. It can never be something you have to, because if this happens, then yes, you can still produce, but I fear it will be nothing like magic. The magic comes when you are really inspired. And honestly, I'm not every day inspired, and I don't think everyone is inspired every time. So the reason why also I don't have too much time, and also because of this way to approach the music for myself, I don't produce that much. I don't like that way that some others producers they do, like producing every week, putting out things, everything. I mean, I don't think this is the way to go, because I really believe in the quality than the quantity. You can produce 100 tracks per year, but if 100 tracks are not good, you are still there. You don't progress as artist. But maybe sometimes it's enough 2-3 tracks a year, but good ones, to make a huge difference. Yeah, really, for me as an artist, it's enough to produce few tracks, but good ones. Trying to produce something that can last as so many years possible. And we are already lucky enough because the Afro House sound, it's organic, and the organic sound, sounds always fresh. You can hear again in 10 years and 20 years, it can always sounds good, So that's why it's always good and wise to spend more time sometimes, but to release something really good instead of rush on productions and putting out something like mediocre, because there is already a lot of mediocre tracks around. We don't need so many tracks. Even when we play, we have like 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours. We don't have enough time to play all the tracks that we have. In fact, one of my problems is because I have a lot of tracks, I could play a really extended set, maybe for 12 hours or more, because there is a lot of music coming out. And it's difficult sometimes to select what you want to play in just 1 hour or two. Sometimes it's not enough for me. In fact, I give my best from 2 hours going, because it's from 2 hours after the first 1 hour that I start to really enjoy, to create something. Because I don't like to play hits after hits. I mean, for me it's too easy, and it's easy to create the noise, or if you want people shout or getting crazy, yeah, I mean, you can just play one hit after another, it's nothing. But this is for me like a jukebox DJ. Everyone can do that, but if you do that, it's fun. I mean, it's okay, but you are not creating anything new. You are not creating any emotions. You are just creating noise. You are just pleasing the people to get as much noise possible. Probably, yeah, some people, this is what they want, and it's fine. I mean, they can enjoy also. But I think if you are able to create something more emotional, some people, it may be less crazy, but it may remember you for longer, and then you can really leave to them something really nice memories. You can really touch their soul with your own selections that not necessarily should be the same or should be made only of hits of the moment that everyone is playing. So this is for me a good DJ. Anyone who can play the music, his own style, and creating some magic on the dance floor. My music will be different, but will always follow under this big umbrella of the Afro House. It can be, as I said, it can be sometimes more techish, it can be more classics or melodic, but still you can feel there is always this Africa touch in it that is actually what makes me different from others. And for what I represent, I could never produce, for example, tech house, I could never produce techno, I could never produce EDM. It's just not me, and this is not what I want. Probably, yes, it will be easier because I could get more exposure, because probably EDM has more audience. But this is not what I want. If one day I want to I want to be recognized for my sound, not for other sound. My next track is, it continues my collaboration with Bob Sinclair and the project Africanism. After Tourment d'Amour, released on my label, the next project will be remixes of Steel Storms. Steel Storm, it was released on Yellow Production in 2004. So after almost 20 years, we are coming out with 3 remixes, 2 remixes by myself and 1 by Musumeci. That Musumeci one, it's more indie style, but still with Afro tweak. So I'm very happy about this collaboration with Bob Sinclair. It means a lot to me as I was growing listening his production. And today I have the opportunity to remix one of his classics, that is Steel Storm, with the featuring of Ladysmith Black Mambazo from South Africa. So the release will be out on my label as collaboration with the Yellow Production, and will be released on 22nd of December. Yeah, I'm very excited about this, and I cannot wait. I want to push now this music also in other sector, like gaming, for example, like movies, like fashion. I can see already this music be in some kind of movies or some kind of video games. That actually already happened, because I already had the 2 agreements with Rockstar Game and with one French movie in the past. So I wish to have the possibility to work more in those directions, because this will be another great achievement, and especially with the fashion, because I really believed Afro House is sexy enough to be associated with some huge brand in fashion. So yeah, I'm working in those directions, because that will be the next step for the end. I believe if I will be able to do so, the whole community will enjoy, because of more exposure, because of new opportunities can create, and new possibility to play in some not usual places, and always trying to create something special, something new, for new experience. When I start the project, I want to be the #1 label in Afro House music, and this is, I'm safe to say, is fully accomplished. Since I started 10 years now, MoBlack Records has been the best-selling label all the time, since the beginning. It was like that in Traxos, and it is now on Beatport, since Beatport launched the genre Afro House. So I'm very proud of that, and I wish only to keep doing what I'm doing, and if I'm lucky enough also with my own production, then it will be the best I could ask. But I'm already happy like that. So if I only continue what I'm doing, I'll be just happy, because quality always pays off. So with the good quality, music reach everyone, and one lesson I learned from this experience is that more you give to the universe, the more you receive back. So I think in those 10 years, I really, offered a lot of good music, and this is now the result of my hard job, because nothing comes by chance, or anything, and nothing comes by itself. If you don't invest your time, if you don't put, you are consistent, if you are not focused, you are not dedicated, if you are not passionate, if you don't put love, your hearts in what you are doing, you don't get what you wish to get. During this period, I like to play Tao, Souls of Sham, Tao with the Demented Soul, and also, as I like to play always the new track, I'm in love of this one, but also of Marrakesh, a track by Jalal Ramdani and Bans Kappa, and also the latest one of Jamek Ortega with Juno, Let It Go.